everybody, I'm here with ferrets. Hello, ferrets. How you been?
Pretty good. Eat me some pork chops.
You got pork chops. Oh, I got some pudding cat. But hey, we don't live in Oklahoma, or Ohio, so he's safe. Alright guys, obviously last week's show we did record it and it was damaged, corrupted. By the time I managed to fix it, it was literally like yesterday, I think it was. So yeah, basically I didn't get a chance to upload it. We probably won't because it's a bit old news now. But hey, we will upload this one and go from now. But yeah, as for last week's show, it was corrupted for some reason, and I don't know why that happened. But I did try. I was recording it to a portable hard drive, so maybe the hard drive stopped and then started again recording. I'm not sure, but we're back to normal now. So back to normal drives. All right, Ferrets, let's jump into it. Are you ready to talk about BioWare's A Dragon Age?
I've heard some things about it, but this should be interesting.
Yes, so Dragon Age. This is a game where you are surrounded by magicians and magic and elves and demons and all sorts of magical creatures. If I was to ask you what was the number one thing that you would want on your creature, on your character creator, where you're in this magical world where you can do anything with magic, where on the list would top scars be for trans people? Would it be up the top or would it be down towards the bottom?
Actually, it would be on a separate list called Things That Confuse Me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it'd be on my list either. But yeah. So apparently this is a thing, and obviously we'll get to that in a sec. But obviously, Asmongold has come out and trashed BioWare's upcoming Dragon Age. And he says it looks like a mobile game, and it's actually worse than Concord. Now, I would disagree with it a little bit here. It doesn't look like a mobile game. It looks all right, but he has talked about these top scars and stuff like that. But I think he's talking about just like the playthrough, like the animations and the sets when you're playing it. It looks like a mobile game. But he has been very, very critical of it, and he did talk about the scars. But rumour is that Dragon Age The Vanguard retail pre-order sales are, quote, piss poor. Does that surprise you at all, friends?
Not really, no.
No, it doesn't surprise me much at all. A new rumour claims that Dragon Age The Vanguard retail sales are piss poor in the wake of the newly released hands-on preview trailer that was panned by gamers. YouTube Dr. Disaster shared, I have an acquaintance in the retail world, someone who runs 9 stores that sells video games, and I'm hearing that these ratios that we're seeing in the damn near every video released for Dragon Age, these ratios are correlating with a piss poor pre-sales data. People are not connecting with the Vanguard, the Dragon Age, and gamers are supposed to be dark and gritty, and this just looks completely soft. I don't know about you, but a game with top scars for trans people doesn't make me want to play. Not to mention the fact that it doesn't make sense. Because, like, in this game, you can go through and you can do anything with magic. So why would you have surgery in a game where magic is real?
And also, if you don't want your male character to be male, but you want him to be female, then just play the female character.
Yeah, and like I said, we actually did talk about this last week, but no one really saw it. The really confusing thing is that when they've got like male, female, non-binary, but then they've got the sexual orientation as like they, them, he, her, and it's like, hang on, like no, your sex is supposed to be male or female, and your sexual orientation would be non-binary. It's sort of like it doesn't even really make sense itself. It seems like it's a lot of, I don't know. It seems like it's a lot of people trying to make this game that really don't know what they're talking about. But which is no surprise. But the big thing is obviously this video that has gone viral. I've got to share my screen so Ferret can't see. Let me quickly do that for him. Share. That one. Go live.
Plus, we're in the wrong channels anyway.
Well, we'll just stay here. But there's this character creator here, and this video has gone viral. So let's watch this.
Top surgery scars are also included in this for all of our trans and non-binary rooks out there. I absolutely was blown away by this. It's beautiful to see the inclusion in the game and to see yourself represented.
Now, I actually can't see any difference when she turns it on and off. I believe that it's a she. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you got to pull people's pants down and find out if they're male or female. But at the end of the day, I can't see the difference between when the scars are on or off.
It's beautiful.
I can't see a difference. I really can't. But at the end of the day, the other thing I want to mention here is her glee with all this. She seems like she's like, yes, I don't know, it seems like it's sort of the smugness that you get from someone when they go on about how we've infiltrated this evil organization and we're going to take it over from the inside. It's that sort of smug attitude. Listen to how she talks again.
So whatever you need, we've got you covered. And then this is the one that blew my mind. Top surgery scars are also included in this for all of our trans and non-binary rooks out there. I absolutely was blown away by this. It's beautiful to see the inclusion in the game and to see yourself represented in the game in this way is wonderful. So if you want your rook to sport the top surgery scars, you absolutely can.
Okay, I can see them here now that she's zoomed in, but yeah.
It is an option. So let's choose.
So, I don't know, it just seems like she's really, really sort of like gleeful about like taking over this IP. I don't know, do you get that impression?
Yeah, it does feel that. But I mean, I definitely can. That I can feel the change in her voice.
Yeah. Now the other thing I want to talk about too is they go on about how this creator or this character creator is fully diverse and catering for everybody. The problem is that if you want let's just say a front bulge, whether it be on the top or the bottom part, whether it be male or female, you can basically you can max out the slider, but it doesn't really seem to make a difference. Let me go through and I'll see if I can find out where they max the slider. Here it is here, right? So they've done the bulge size.
On playing around with the bulge size, I'm not gonna lie. Heterochrome you're trying to build. Next we have the body proportions. You have a slider for height, shoulder width, chest size, waist width, hip width, glute size, and bulge size. Now
I just want to say the chest size one also, I can't see it move that much. Like, and people have gone through and have shown this for the female character, right? And let me just see if I can find it. It's on X. Dragon Age. Boob. Yeah, here we go. Here's a sorry, copy image address. So if I go through and I duplicate that, and so that's the butt size maxed out.
Not
Right.
very impressive, is it?
No, right about now, Fez is screaming, no!
Somebody has forgot that a cake factory is supposed to make cake, and that right there is bread. That is not rising.
And not only that, but also like the chest size as well. Like if you go through and someone went through and here, sorry, this one here. Someone went through and has put this up as well. This is the boob slider basically maxed out. Now, I don't know about you, but they look like Tic Tacs.
And I do like Tic Tacs occasionally, but not.
But like this is maxed out at 100%. I don't know about you. I know you're a fan of the Big Titty collection. At the end of the day,
Relatively,
yeah. Does this look like a boob slider should be maxed out at 100%?
No.
Or do you think this is probably about 20%?
It's like 5%.
Okay, he's a fan of the big titty collection. But yeah,
Not the big ones, but I mean, I do like big ones, so alright, just saying.
he likes to be knocked out when she's jumping up and down. But at the end of the day, that's what I say, like, this, to me, this is like 15-20%. You know, like, yeah, they're there, they're B's, maybe A's or B's. But like, and like I say, it's not just the boobs either. It's also the butt. The butt is just fucking non-existent. So when they sit there and they go on about how like, oh, this is such a diverse and included character creator, it's like, really? Because you can't seem to make a character with like a decent set of tits or ass on her. And don't even get me started on the bulge size. The guy looks like he's packing a fucking Tic Tac in his joint. So, you know, like, are you really that inclusive? Also, someone has wrote in the comments too, on this original post here, that the original Dragon Age game, you can make double D boobs. But this is, like I say, this is looking like A's or B's at the most. So they've really cut down on the tit slider. I don't know about you, but it's like, this does not make me want to buy the game. And this is probably why pre-order sales are pretty shit right now, because no one wants to buy this. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Oh, it's definitely not gaining any traction from me.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like I say, yeah, as far as we know, when it comes to the sales and stuff, you know, like it says here, the rumors are that the sales are piss poor. So take what you will with it. Apart from that, as for the game itself, is any of this sound like it might be fun for you, or are you just like a solid hard pass?
A pass.
Yeah. Alright guys, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below, and apart from that, we'll jump on to the next section. So the pre-orders for Dragon Age the Vanguard, the Vanguard, are actually getting stomped by Zelda Echoes of the Wisdom. So a new report claims that the retail pre-orders sales for Dragon Age The Vanguard are getting stomped on by Nintendo's upcoming Zelda game, which are by over a factor of 4. The host of the Side Scrollers podcast, Craig, Stuttering Craig, shares that his retail source, who manages over 900 stores, informed him that Dragon Age The Vanguard only has 1,069 pre-orders, while Zelda Echoes of the Wisdom has over 4,400 in the just past 2 weeks. Craig wrote on X, FYI, my retailer insider says Dragon Age The Vanguard has over 1,69 pre-orders in the 900 stores to respective. Zelda Echo of the Wisdom has over 4,400 in just 2 weeks. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, I know Nintendo and Zelda is a big game, but also you would think that, like, PC, PlayStation, Xbox game would be able to at least keep up with Zelda, considering it's only on Nintendo and probably only on the Switch. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
I really don't have any thoughts because I don't play Zelda's games either.
That's true. But anyway, obviously when we're also talking about these Dragon Age, the Vanguard, and the Top Scars, the big question that everybody obviously keeps asking is why does it always get parroted that it's all is political? Because that's the sort of response now when it comes to people asking about these Top Scars and why they're needed. People are just writing, it's political. But at the end of the day, yeah. I don't know. And if you guys have anything else to say about this, let us know in the comment section below. Apart from that, we will jump on. Rumored Concord reportedly cost $400 million to develop. That does not include the cost of what it costs Sony to purchase the developer Firewalk Studios. Now, I have seen some people push back against this. The $400 million to develop also probably would include things like setting up offices or hiring staff members to do like marketing or something maybe. There's a bit of a debate happening as to whether the 400 is completely accurate. You know, at the end of the day, we do know it definitely did cost at least 200, and I'm saying it's probably going to be somewhere between 300 to 400 million dollars. So the rumor from Colin Moriarty, the host of the Scared Symbols, claims that Firewalk Studios Concord, which was shut down around 2 weeks after release, cost $400 million to develop. Now, he detailed in a video uploaded to X that he spoke extensively with a Concord insider who informed him that Concord cost around $400 million to make. But like I say, some people are pushing back against that and saying, well, this is obviously going to be including other stuff. There are other things that have to happen besides just them going through and building the game and fixing the game and buying the game. So yeah, I would take it with a little bit of grain of salt, but it's somewhere, I would say somewhere probably between 300 to 400 million dollars, which is still a lot of money. Spider-Man 2, I think it was $350 million. So you're probably looking at around the same it costs to build Spider-Man 2. But the problem is that, you know, Spider-Man 2 actually made money. Concord didn't even last 2 weeks. The Concord game director Ryan Ellis has stepped down after the game's abysmal failure. Basically, he's taken his money and gone sit on a beach somewhere. The new rumor claims that Concord director Ryan Ellis stepped away from his position after the game's abysmal failure that saw servers shut down about 2 weeks after it launched. Ellis announced the game would be shuttered in a blog post on the PlayStation blog. The beginning of this September, he shared, while many qualities of the experience resonate with people, really? Do I say? He also recognised that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we intended. He declared, therefore, we have decided to take the game offline beginning the 6th of September and explore options, including those that will better reach our players while we determine the best path ahead. Concord sales will cease immediately. But like I said, chances are he's probably taken his money and gone and sat on the beach drinking margaritas or something. So I don't know if it's going to bother him so much. But apparently the staff over at Concord are very, very, very concerned at the moment. Some of them are really starting to wonder what happens. Like, are they going to keep their jobs? Are they going to lose their jobs? It is something that we have been hearing that they even are leaving it off resumes because of the fact that they don't want it associated with their resume because they don't want to be known for working on the failure that was Concord. So that probably says a lot itself when you're literally taking it off your resume because you're worried about it looking bad for your job prospects. What are your thoughts, Ferrets? Got anything to add on this?
Not really.
Would you, if you worked for Concord, would you leave it on your resume or would you take it off?
I would be like, Concord? Is that like some kind of a government document? I've never heard of Concord before.
So that answers that question. But yeah, at the end of the day, look, games is hard, man. But, when you go through and you deliberately sacrifice your project because you're putting on a whole bunch of DEI shit that people don't want, it's going to make it harder. Yeah, anyway. And speaking of, the next story is a former Sweet Baby Inc. employee implied developers did not want to hire him after working for Kimbar's company. So
I heard about this actually.
Yeah, a former Sweet Baby Inc. employee, Kazamo Hasraro, I'm mispronouncing that name, revealed that developers did not want to hire him because he worked for the video game consultancy. He was recently featured in an article written by Zachary Small, the New York Times, where he claimed that Japanese people were not upset about Assassin's Creed Shadows and claimed that much of the pushback against the game and one of its main characters, Yassi, was being done by Western using translators. Now, we do have a story relating to this, so we'll get to that in a sec. He told the New York Times there was people in the West who were upset with seeing Yasu, whatever his name is, as a samurai. Small added that the Harasha explained that many of the negative online comments were written by Japanese, appear to be roughly translated from English. Now, it's interesting because it actually found out that this New York Times article was actually written by the former Sweet Baby Inc. And it was them working with Ubisoft and trying to do damage control. So that was interesting. Let's see if I can find the article. Yeah, here it is here. So the Japanese consultant used by Ubisoft and the New York Times to attack gamers over Assassin's Creed Shadow was a Sweet Baby Inc. employee. So the so-called Japanese consultant that Ubisoft and the New York Times used to attack gamers over the Assassin's Creed Shadow turns out to be an employee of Sweet Baby Inc. In the most recent hit piece run by the New York Times, that appears to have been done in collaboration with Ubisoft, the outlet's Zachary Small cited a so-called Japanese consultant and translator who claimed that criticism of the game was being done by individuals in the West using translators and that the Japanese people were not upset with how the game not only features Yaki, whatever his name is, as a protagonist, but that depicts as a samurai. Harashito told the New York Times it was people in the West who were upset seeing Yassi as a samurai. Small added that the Hiroshima explained that many of the negative online comments written in Japan appear to have been roughly translated from English. Now, do I think there were people that went through and translated from English to Japan and then tried to upload it and tried to make out that they were Japanese? Probably. Do I think it was the overwhelming majority? No. Do I think it was all of them? No. Do I think there are Japanese people that are upset about this? Yes. I know that because there's actually a YouTube video where Japanese people, and they're clearly Japanese, go through and actually look at Assassin's Creed and they criticize it. Assassin's Creed reaction, Japanese maybe? Yeah, there we go. Drunk Japanese hyper-analyzed Assassin's Creed Shadow. So, I'm trying to find the original.
We're gonna do a few little reacts. I don't think it's gonna be very long. I would say so 40 minutes, maybe like 30 at most. I don't know.
Hey yo, what up?
So
Just want to real quick thank you Asmongold for giving our channel this huge boost. And
right, yep. So it's called Dash Blue.
hey yo, what up?
And they go through and they hyper analyze Assassin's Creed Shadow. So here is the actual the channel itself is that, and the video, we're not going to watch it all because it is like 40 freaking minutes long. But let's just watch this one.
No, we needed to talk. No, we needed to talk about this right here. This is egregious.
そ
Looking
んな
at
こ
it.
と言ったらトーマス・ロックリーが出てくるよ、鼻の穴から
I have to edit that
I've
in
seen this video
now.
too.
壊れちゃったじゃん、飛んだりするから
Yasuke, you gotta take care of your shit, bro. Oh, so they be standing out here with spatulas then. Hey, let's check out the most recent Assassin's Creed video that they released that came out 2 years ago.
2 weeks ago.
Let's see what it's all about.
Wow, look at
It's
that.
got 11k likes and 19 million dislikes. Amazing.
Wow, that's
They
about
are on
dislikes.
top of the world right now. Right after Star Wars Outlaws, where
It's actually only 19k dislikes. He's just taking the piss out of him.
the title is Outlaws, but you can't.
But no, at the beginning of the video, they say that they're both actually very drunk, though.
Yeah, well, there's that
So-
too. The Assassin's Creed trailer itself has 21k likes, 107,000 dislikes.
do anything that an actual outlaw would do. Great follow-up, guys. Amazing job. Let's see what this is about.
あの田んぼすぐ沈む
That's not what?
That rice field's going to flood. They haven't even started, and they're already picking out stuff that's wrong.
いや、あの田んぼさ、川もうすぐ沈
It's right next to a river. It would flood right
む
away.
よ
It's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be flat.
Great. Okay, we got 1 point on the board for Ubi shit. Okay, good.
It'd be shit. I must admit, I like these guys. I thought they were. I've watched this whole video before. I thought they were fantastic. But you know, like I say, they do go through and
こんな豪華な
they do point out things like here, the soldier wouldn't have any sort of like fancy spear. You know, they go through and they mention things like here,
is our
like they mentioned the detailing on the chest
first
and stuff.
historical protagonist in Assassin's Creed. What we know about Yasuke historically is just a bit, but it was enough to get the team really excited about the
We actually quite know a fair bit.
opportunity to work with him as a character. He
Because
can
he was
fight
black.
his way out of anything, but he's also super smart and can think his way through things equally as well. And
If Yasuke is so damn smart, why is he writing at the end of the scroll like this?
っていうか向き違うよね
You do not write this way on the scrolls like this, bro.
次の漢字書けねえじゃん
You write from here down, and then you work your way to the left towards the roll.
Yeah.
This is the beginning. Okay? Is this the only kanji he wanted to write for this entire scroll?
でもしま
So as you can see, like they're clearly Japanese, right? So I would say at the end of the day, it's pretty clear that some of the Japanese people also were not happy with Assassin's Creed. So you can't sit there and say that like, oh, you know, it's all these people using translators and stuff. Because at the end of the day, there's clearly an example of 3 people who are very drunk sitting around criticizing your game. So at the end of the day, I think this is very disingenuous when you're sitting there sort of saying that, you know, like, oh, no, it's just people with translators. Not to mention the fact that, you know, that they tried to pass this guy off as just a consultant, and it wasn't only until after the internet found out that he actually worked for Sweet Baby Inc. They didn't mention this originally. It was only after they were found out that they actually admitted to it. So, like, you know, like for a start, you're getting this consultant who's supposed to be familiar with Japanese history. You're trying to pass him off as a consultant. He's actually one of your workers or works for Sweet Baby Inc. Like it smells like, it smells like bullshit. But yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts, Ferrets? Did you watch the drunk Japanese guys tear apart Shadow?
I only watched bits of it, not the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny, actually, I will admit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yes or no? Are you still thinking? Do you want to buy it? Not buy it? What are you going to pass on it? What are your?
I mean, I'm actually going to pass on it because the only Assassin's Creed game that I liked was a number 4.
Right. Was that Valhalla?
A Black Flag.
Oh, Black Flag. Funny you mentioned that. I'm actually trying to buy that at the moment to play it. What I might do is I might buy it, and then might actually go through and stream it on the Xbox and put it up online as a playthrough.
Yeah.
When I get my new study finished, I'm still building. But yeah, at the end of the day, look, it's a hard pass for me. All this Assassin's Creed, all this woke shit. I'm just like, look, I'm just not going to buy your game. I'm sorry. I'm just, you know, if you go making tits smaller than Tic Tacs, you go making your bum slider so that you look like fucking Taylor Swift, or if you go putting in shit like this with Assassin's Creed, I'm just not interested. I'm just not going to have any of it. I'm just going to just pass on your game.
I just had a idea.
What's that?
What if the reason why they're having all of the females be smaller is because they plan on adding a DLC for Botox?
God. No, I think I think at the end of the day, the reason why they make them so that they got no bum or tit is because they want to stay away from the male gaze.
Oh, that's not very nice.
No, they've been trying to stop the male gaze because evil gamers are evil for staring at female characters. I tell you what, if we ever get around to making my game, they're gonna have a fucking aneurysm. Like,
You know, This is also a reason why I like to modify the Elder Scrolls 5 so much, is because I can make my character be however I want them to be.
Yeah, but even now, I saw a post on Twitter the other day where a game developer was deliberately putting in things to try and stop people from modding the gay flag out of games. So, we'll talk about that in a sec, actually. Actually, let's do that now, actually, because it's sort of related to all this. Let's see if I can... let's see. Post maybe. Oh, by the way, the fucking memes that are out there because of this whole Dragon Age thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like posting like TikTok like photos of Taylor Swift and stuff, and yeah. I wonder if they banned me. I wonder if they blocked me. No, I can't find it. Here it is. Here, actually, found it. So. Let's just put that up like that. So here's the original post here. This is a smart way to make sure folks can't mess with it or mod it out. Clever. So the original post was this caravan sandwich that said, so this flag is actually not a texture. Can I guess why? Or can you guess why? And they basically went through and actually are trying to stop people from modding it out of the game. Now, the big question I have for everybody is that if this is so unpopular, if you have to go to this sort of lengths to go through and to make people or to stop people from modding it out of your game, why are you putting it in? You're literally going against your player base for your ideology.
Because they have a quota to meet.
Well, no, they have an ideology. These people are just like ideologists. But at the end of the day, if I was a game dev and I went through and I had to go to this level to make sure, say it was the Australian flag, right? Let's just keep the pride flag out of it. Let's say it's Australian flag. And I had to go through to this level to make sure that people didn't mod the Australian flag out of it because people didn't want it in the game. You know what? I would probably sit there and think, maybe I don't want to put the flag in the game.
You know, I think that's the same post that I commented on.
Really?
Yeah, somebody posted it in there that a game developer should make it to where if you were to remove the gay pride flag from their games, then you should be automatically then you should be automatically permabanned, and I replied, that would be awful.
Yeah.
I have yet to actually receive any responses yet.
Well, you won't, but they've probably blocked you. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's basically you're going to have to put up with my stuff, or if not, I'm going to go through and ban you. That's literally what they're advocating for now. And this is not new. Obviously, we had Nexus Mods that went through that actually was banning people from the modding channel or the modding page because of the fact that they were actually removing the gay LGBT flag and stuff like that. So it's funny how the people that are supposedly the tolerant ones are the ones that are always trying to ban the modders and stuff like that because they don't like you removing the gay pride flag from your game, mind you, right? It's not like you're moving it from every game. It's just that you're simply removing it from your game. And they have a problem with you doing that for some reason. But, totally not fascism at all. But yeah, I think I responded to this too, turning around and saying something like, if you have to go to this length to make sure that people don't remove the LGBT flag, maybe you shouldn't put it in. So the reason I might not be able to find it, chances are they'll probably block me as well. But anyway. Anything else we want to add on this subject before we jump on, Threads?
No.
No? Alright, let's go. Alright, next posts. After Warhammer 40k, Space Marines 2 success, developer Saber Interactive hints that new story, DLC or sequel is being discussed. No surprise there. So the Saber Interactive's Chief Creative Officer, Tim Wiltz, shared that they're following the success of Warhammer 40k, Space Marines 2 success, the developer is discussing plans for a new story DLC as well as a potential sequel. Back in September 11th, the 2 days after the game had a full release, Willis shared details on X regarding just how successful the game was. He wrote, Todd Hudson, former CEO of ID Software, and I believe that Space Marine 2 is the fastest selling game we've ever worked on. Which is weird because it doesn't have politics. Who would have thought? So this is including all of the Quake, Doom, Wolfenstein, and Rage games over the years. So, that is a pretty big saying or a pretty big claim because some of those games, man, were pretty massive games. Especially like your Doom and stuff like that. Like, how many copies did Doom Eternal sell? But apart from that, is there anything else you want to comment on before we move on?
No, not at this time.
Yeah, good. Cool. Alright, next story. Sweet Baby Inc. effect. God of War Ragnarok. Peak player count less than half of God of War. So this is obviously just the same game, but one is the sequel, one is the first edition or the first game. And obviously the peak concurrent players for the Santa Monica's studio, God of War Ragnarok, has less than half of the studio's previous installment for God of War. So the initial God of War has more players than the sequel, which was worked on by Sweet Baby Inc. or was, had contractors for Sweet Baby Inc. So, as reported by SteamDB, God of War Ragnarok hit a player concurrent count of 31,606 earlier today, just a few days after it became available to purchase on Steam. Now, it's over 75% less than the previous installment of the franchise, God of War, which had peaked concurrently of around 73,000 when it released in Steam back in January of 2022. Now, I do believe that it was initially out on PlayStation before Steam. Just for full disclosure. But at the end of the day, obviously, we are comparing Steam charts to Steam charts. So any sales on PlayStation or whatnot probably would be marginal, and probably wouldn't affect the Steam listings. If anything, it'd probably actually make it better. What's up? What's up?
So a friend of mine just sent me a link to a Twitter post that sends you to a website that checks to see how woke your game is.
Is that the Sweet Baby Ink detector?
No. This one is called woke detector dot
Yeah, that's it.
chronoslab.me.
Yeah, I think that's the same one. I think they renamed it after they realised that it wasn't just Sweet Baby Inc. that was the consultancy firms that were doing this, that there was more than one. But yeah. But at the end of the day, obviously, look, there's no shock that the people are playing the first one. Ragnarok, it does have a bad stigma around it, just because of the fact that Sweet Baby Inc. was actually going through and was affected by or continually used or around it or working on it. Rumour: Square Enix has completed a remake for Final Fantasy IX, I believe. The Scooper claims that the Square Enix has completed a remake of Final Fantasy IX after it was originally developed by Exene. Ex-user Ryan from Bronx claims that the development of Final Fantasy IX was originally teen, and the project moved into house at Square Enix earlier this year for graphical refinement processes, and the title looks similar to Memorial Project. Development is complete. So, not a lot there. Witcher developer CD Projekt Red announces a 4th edition of the scholarship program that excludes men. They really want to be sued, don't they? Is that what they're trying to do? Are they trying to be sued?
I don't know.
Anyway, let's get going with it. So CD Projekt Red, the developer of the Witcher franchise, announced a 4th year of its scholarship program that excludes men, which, by the way, is against the law.
Say it ain't so.
Yep, you cannot exclude people based on gender. I'm just waiting for someone one day to take this to court and win. But, we'll see. And the problem with that is it does take a lot of money to go through and to do that. On the Girls Play, on the Girls at Play website, CD Projekt Red announced the 4th edition of its scholarship and its mentoring program, stating it states that which creates a community of young women in the game dev industry. The site states that CD Projekt Red SA and the Preparatory Educational Foundation announced the 4th edition of the scholarship and mentoring program for high school girls interested in game dev. So it is, like I say, it is illegal. If you go here, it says eligible criteria. You must identify as a woman or a non-binary individual. Now, obviously, the last time something like this happened, they had a whole bunch of guys turn up who just claimed they identified as a woman. Not encouraging that, but, it did work. And what are they going to do? Turn around and say, no, you don't. You've got a beard.
According to this website, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection is woke.
Yep.
Mainly because they changed himself to themselves.
Yeah. Did Star Wars, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, but this came out like 2007.
Yeah, dude, this whole woke thing is not new. It's just that people are starting to wake up to it now. Rumour, speaking of, rumour, Gilra Games deliberately altered Aloy to look less pretty in the Forbidden West. So some people were going through and actually mentioning about how she wasn't as attractive in this sequel as she was in the first one. And we might actually have a reason as to why. So a new rumour alleges that Gilra Games and its developer deliberately altered the game's main character Aloy to look less pretty in the Forbidden West. It also alleges that Guerrilla is working on a live service Horizon game. This rumour came from the ex-user Manga Lawyer. He posted to X, "It's rare for developers to reach out as a whistleblower, but some from Guerrilla Games after I questioned Aloy's face." He added, "A senior cinematic team member confirmed to be a developer that Aloy deliberately altered to look less pretty in Forbidden West. Pray for the remaster." Well, no, actually, pray that they don't touch this game for another 5 or so years and wait for all the DEI shit to be out of your gaming industry and then get a remaster. I'm not surprised that this happened, to be honest. I actually would have expected this. I think we pretty much suspected this was what's actually happened. So I'm not surprised. But as for you, Fez, what do you reckon? Would you be surprised if they went through and modified her to be less attractive?
Of course I wouldn't be surprised, because it's probably going to happen anyways.
Yeah. Well, the game's already out, and they have already done it. But yeah, people were stating that it was it was very, very weird how like she went from being like semi-attractive to like being pretty butch masculine sort of thing. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 developer Matthew Kears appears to confirm the authenticity of his comment decrying games at Embracer Group that he had overblown attempts at messaging or imposing morals on games. So Saber Interactive CEO and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 developer Matthew Crouch appears to confirm the authenticity of his comments decrying games at Embracer Group that had overblown attempts at messaging or imposing morals on games. In a comment on a video on Asmongold's YouTube channel where Asmongold reacted to legendary drops, Space Marine 2 is a reminder of what we lost. Crush made this opinion clear. He wrote, "Hey man, CEO of Saber here. I love your videos. When we signed the deal to make Space Marine 2, all I wanted was a throwback game. We had the chance to work on something which by its nature was old school. I can't even comprehend many of the current games that we play these days. They are too complex and not too much of an investment," he added. They are too complex and too much of an investment, sorry. Next, he shared that he was inspired by Halo. "We worked on Halo back in the day, and the game could be distilled down to the simplest of shoot loops, but entirely addictive. That's what we wanted to recapture." But yeah, he does go on to say about the games imposing and virtually signaling. He implies that. There are a lot of people that think is it him or is it was it someone else posing as him? He's basically sort of soft confirmed it. But at the end of the day, I totally agree with him. I like the old games. Ferrets and I both in this video here where we talk about just this video alone have both mentioned that the favourite game for us was Black Flag, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
You know, what, a game that came out how many years ago?
Long time ago.
Yeah.
I actually don't really know exactly.
And
It's
to be
like
honest,
2014?
something like that. And what? And what? How many have they released since then?
Like what, 4?
Well, we know Shadows and Valhalla and all these other games, right?
There
So-
was one that took place in
Civil War.
like no, there's one that took place in a Greek time. Or like you were alive during like the Roman Empire time.
Right.
I think it was called Assassin's Creed Athens or something like that.
Gotcha. Didn't even know about that one. But you know, that's what I say.
Yeah.
Like we're both saying about how Black Flag is like probably our favourite game. I have played it before. I picked it up for 5 minutes when my ex was playing it. And but I haven't actually gone through and sat through and played the whole thing myself. But yeah, at the end of the day, I have seen it being played, and it did look pretty good, and it was fun. Or looked like fun at least. But yeah, we're both here sitting here talking about how Black Flag, which is a game that was out 10 years ago, is our favourite, and how many games have come out since then that we didn't even hear about or didn't even play. And that's just in one game, let alone like, dude, I got a Black Flag literally hanging on my wall, my hallway, from Assassin's Creed. I've got you got it from the collector's edition. It's literally hanging up in my hallway. I must own the game. I have to check. I might already own it. But anyway. Netflix Tomb Raider, The Legendary of Lara Croft showrunner attempts to assuage fans fears that show is a modern reconnecting of Lara Croft. So Tasha Haro, the showrunner of the Netflix up-and-coming animated series Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft, attempted to assure fans fears that the show will be a modern reconnecting of Lara Croft. Those fears were expressed following the show's first trailer, where numerous fans polarized the show. As for the writing of the trailer, it had almost 300,000 views. After a month with just 10,000 likes, it has 15,000 dislikes. The comments, they savaged the show. One person wrote, "I see Laura is still failing repeatedly." Another one stated, "Oh boy, they left the comment section open again. Ha ha ha. Someone needs to someone else wrote, "Someone needs to teach Netflix what the definition of a teaser trailer is." And the other person wrote, one person questioned Lara Croft's iconic pistols were not present in the trailer. They wrote, "Where are her guns?"
Yeah, so 2 very big ones on the front.
But yeah, she's known for double pistols, and not just.
Yeah, I bet she is.
But yeah, it is like it does make you wonder, like, you know, are they, if they're not in the game, if they're not in the trailer, are they in the show? Like, are you gonna have Lara Croft without her big double guns? Biting for ferrets, to make a joke? No.
Boom.
Boom, boom. But yeah, it does, like, you know, like I say, this is getting back to them, like, removing the male gaze, because at the end of the day, well, oh my god, we can't have guys perving at chicks, because how dare they? But mind you, we can sit here and literally do the same to the guys. We just don't want guys perving at us. Square Enix president reveals Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 17 Rebirth did not meet profit expectations. So Square Enix president and representative director Tarashi Karud, whatever his name is, revealed that the company's 2 most recent releases for Final Fantasy titles, Final Fantasy 16 and 17 Rebirth, did not meet the company's profit expectations. In a document outlining the company's financial results briefing that was held in May but only published today, Karoo shared in the HD Games sub-segment, we released multiple new titles, including major titles such as Final Fantasy 16 and 17 Rebirth, but profits unfortunately did not meet our expectations. He later detailed, despite the release of the Foam Stars and the Final Fantasy 17 Rebirth in Q4, initial sales were not as strong as expected, in addition to which impairment was made to the content production account, resulting in the operating loss. The company had an operating loss of $8.1 billion, 8.1 billion yen, or $5.7 million. Can you imagine losing that amount of money? $5.7 million.
Apparently to these major gaming companies, that's only pocket change, so they don't care.
Well, I think they do care about this one because like he is literally talking about it at a financial. I'm guessing this is some sort of financial earnings call. I'm not sure why Final Fantasy 16 and 17 Rebirth did not do well. I haven't heard anything about it, but then I don't really follow Final Fantasy, so
maybe it was not enough hot girls.
Yeah. Normally, it's the Asian cultures are pretty good at putting them in, and I can sort of see them here in the thumbnails or in the images. They look there, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe people are just over Final Fantasy. Maybe I'm not sure.
Man, they're up to 16 now. So I mean
17 actually.
Oh, 17 now. Oh,
no,
getting better.
No, sorry, 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. So Final Fantasy 7 looks like it was the a remake. Sorry, I thought there was I thought there was an X in front.
So next year we're going to get the Final Fantasy 16 Rebirth.
Maybe. Game developer conference advisor and video game consultant and developer Marina Dez says F white men and gatekeepers.
Whoa.
So Marina Dez, an advisor for the Game Developers Conference, the owner of Three of Cups Games, and the head of strategy for BTF Games, recently declared F white men and gatekeepers. It's now a deleted post which was shared by X by former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern. Dizzy wrote on X, I went from thinking I am a shitty, I believe that's supposed to be shitty designer, to consultant to the trained teams to one of the biggest game companies in the world. Keep believing in yourself and F white men and gatekeepers. Okay, you're saying in one of the largest game companies in the world. I don't know 3 Cup Studios. So if that's the game company you're talking about, like 3 of Cups, sorry. I don't know what you're talking about there, but whatever. Deri's comments are unsurprising. Her 3 of Cup Games website describes the company as an ethical, diverse, and inclusive game studio based in London, UK. It adds, we believe that we can help change the world through games. We believe in emotions and we believe in making games for everyone. But not white men apparently. But above all, we believe in people. Just not white people. Desi has also
not white men.
Yeah, not white men. Desi has also made a number of other posts denigrating white men. In April, she posted, growing my abs to crush nuts and obnoxious white men with them. Darling, the only thing you're crushing is probably your chances of having a kid in the future. Less than 2 weeks later, she wrote, why white men over 40, for being somehow generous, are allergic to saying the word diversity. That's alright. Why women over the age of 5 are unable to say the word accountability. In March, Desi posted my highlight of the year. Yes, we're only in March, but it's Broken Breyer attended the games developer conference. Breyer is one of the people I admire and respect the most in the industry, and we need more people like her to kick out the old white privilege asses. Back in May, so you can tell she's completely, not psychopathic and completely not deranged.
Totally not. No, she's completely normal.
Yeah. Totally not living in a world where she's like obsessed with race and reality. Back in March of 2023, she organised a spontaneous little meetup for Berlin for marginalised game developers. It's been amazing. Hope to do this more often. And in a subsequent post, she wrote also, I was tired of so many cis white men at meetups. So, as you can see, completely normal, not unhinged, no way obsessed with race or gender or anything like that. But yeah, like, this is the sort of thing where, like, people just need to stop hiring these sort of people. Just turn around and just be like, look, I've seen your post on Twitter. I'm sorry, but you're a fucking loon. See ya. Sweet Baby Inc. infested Unknown 9 Awakening. Reportedly has poor pre-orders and atrocious Steam wishlist rankings. So the developer and Refactor Entertainment and publisher Brandy Namako appears to have a massive financial disaster on their hands with Sweet Baby Inc. infesting Unknown 9 Awaken. By the way, she looks very masculine. The game, which goes on sale in about a month, October 17th, was added to Crush Rambo's Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Stream creator list back in March after it was revealed that the Shorty Awards website that Sweet Baby Inc. co-founder David Besser and Kim Blair were listed in the game's credits and sections. Bellard is credited as the brand content manager and Refactor Entertainment Limited, while Bellard is credited as the story architect and Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Baby Inc. Sorry. But yeah, at the end of the day, we did actually watch this trailer last week, but show issues. Look, to be honest, anything that's dealing with this DEI or progressive woke nonsense, I'm just not going to touch. I don't care how good your game looks or what your game looks like. I'm just not going to bother with it. I don't know about you, Ferrets, but for me, it's just, look, if you're on that Sweet Baby link list, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, it's getting a bit old now.
Yeah. And Xbox Studios' upcoming Civilization competitor, Aria History Untold, features the non-binary leaders.
I'm still confused, but okay.
Yeah, so Art History Untold, developer by Oxford Games and published by Xbox Game Studios, which aims to be a competitor to Civilization, will feature a so-called non-binary leader. The game, which releases later this month, features a Game Pass trophy called Balma that requires players bombard cities 100 times as a female or non-binary leader. According to the True Trophies, the trophy provides 20 gamer score. It's unclear which historical figure Xcd Games is turning into a so-called non-binary individual. In this game showcase, the company revealed the number of historical figures that will be leaders, including Sparrow. Yeah, they're there. The names are there. Obviously, at the end of the day, Elizabeth I is there. Joan of Arc is there. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll make Joan of Arc non-binary. Other leaders confirmed for the game, including Alexander the Great, and a whole bunch of names. Caesar, Catherine the Great, Caesar, I think I saw Caesar there. Genghis Khan, George Washington. But yeah, at the end of the day, here's the thing. Once again, if you're pushing this woke ideology and stuff, I'm just not interested. Yeah, I don't care what your game looks like. I don't care how modern it is. If I have a choice between this and maybe Civilization, I'm just going to go and play Civilization if Civilization doesn't have any of the woke stuff in it. It's so friggin' simple. It's just, you're literally going to end up killing your gaming studios because of this shit. But anyway, anything to add, Ferrets? We sort of went through that pretty fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's not much to actually say about that.
No. So let's jump onto the Star Citizen stuff.
Ooh, it's gonna be a good one.
So this week in Star Citizen is out.
There's not much.
So was there no Thursday?
No, there's no anti-Star Citizen or Star Citizen Live until after CitizenCon because they are all busy with preparing for CitizenCon.
Oh, that sucks. This week, community schedule. I understand why they're doing it. Obviously, you know, look, they don't want to show off the stuff they're going to show at CitizenCon, right? But, you know, like, can't you get, like, do, like, a game dev studio or something? Get guys to come in and like, make creatures or something, or, you know, make costumes, or, you know, maybe make some pirate flags, or, you know, whatever it may be that you want to do. There's got to be something that they could do besides showing off what's going to be shown at CitizenCon. Like
maybe everything is a secret. Everything is like Squadron 42 now. They can't show it, or else it will be spoiled.
Well, did you ever watch the episode where they made the crutch spider?
What?
Did you watch the episode where they made the crutch spider?
I don't know, actually.
It was Star Citizen game dev spider. So in this, they basically go through and they make a flying spider.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to a brand new...
Right? And,
I don't think I've seen that one, no.
Right. And to give you an idea, this is 7 years old and has 58,000 views. The new videos that come out now, the one was out 4 days ago, has 100,000 views. So, yes, the new videos are double what this one does, but this one was out 7 years ago? 4 years ago, what did I say? 7 years ago. 7 years ago this one came out. The channel for Star Citizen was very much smaller back then. I would say, if I had to look, this is probably one of their better... better episodes. Well, let's just do a search for Happy Hour Game Dev. So Star Citizen 6 years ago, 55,000. Happy Game Dev creating a space whale, 58,000. Happy Hour creating creature, 37,000. Happy Game Dev with Sean Tracy and Eric Kripke, 34,000. That one was 7 years ago as well. So it's probably one of the better episodes that they actually went through and actually made. And this was them basically just sitting there making creatures in Blender. So why can't they do stuff like this?
Magic. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be showing off, like, for example, it doesn't have to be showing off engineering or showing off the pyro system or the Nyx system or whatever, right? Go through and make some of these wacky creatures. Go through and make some of the wacky games or guns, or Go through and make some, like, a prop. You know, go through and make, like, an electric guitar or something, and an amplifier, and then put that in the game. As a prop. You know? Make some stuff to put in the hangars. We don't necessarily need to hear about tech. It can be some of the fun stuff. I love this episode. Probably one of my favourite episodes was them going through making these creatures. But anyway. Apart from that, anything else on Star Citizen that we need to talk about? I've sort of been busy for the past couple of days. Is there?
No.
We got a patch.
Are we almost done? Because I have to take care of something in a different Discord server. Someone is being a very naughty boy.
Yeah. We'll just very quickly jump through the patches. The patch note. So there was a 3.24.1 live patch or hotfix. It did go through and obviously fix some of the issues. Client fixes are obviously things like, for example, the crates can clip through the freight elevator. The social AR markers, party markers, the Argo Atlas, the crosshairs can get in a state where they do not update. So yeah, basically just fixing a whole bunch of bugs. And we also did have a player test where they went through and did server meshing with 1,000 players. My understanding was it went okay, considering. It's not perfect. There are still things they need to fix. But it was like operating on a normal server. There was not much difference between what we have now and then this server meshing with 1,000 players. Anything else? Or you want to disappear?
No, I don't. I think that's it for me, really.
No worries, guys. Apart from that, look, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Guys, obviously when it comes to me streaming, hopefully I will be back out in the other room sooner rather than later, and I'll be back to streaming. Hopefully I can get rid of these little dust mite bug things that apparently are not dust mites. And apparently they came from outside. But apart from that, guys, I will be obviously looking to see if I have Black Flag, and if I don't, I'll buy it, and then we'll probably stream that. And we'll call it market research for a pirate game. Apart from that, Fizz, want to say bye?
Goodbye, people.
Hey, is Black Flag more than one player, or is it co-op?
I really don't know. I haven't played it in years, but I really can't. I tell you.
Alright, I'll check it out and get back here. Apart from that, guys, have a great night, enjoy yourselves, and Fritz, go be a moderator. Have a good night, everybody.
Alright, bye.